welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be painting this Rooikat AFV built by the South African Defence Force and designed in the late 80s and built in the late 90s, early 90s. Bit of backstory, my brother was a gunner on one of these when he served in the army, in the Defence Force back then. I was very proud of him at the time. My brother is a tank gunner. Of course this isn't a tank, but it does have a pretty good armament, and in testing it showed up, it tested very well against Soviet era tanks. My brother, same brother, actually 3D printed this model for me. I was looking for a model to buy. I could only find it in the US and it was $80 or $98, almost $100 with shipping. It probably cost me a bit more, and my brother could print this in his little printer. As you can see, it's not very big, it's quite small, but that's okay. Smaller models take less time to build. One of the reasons I'm also interested in using a 3D printed model is I'm looking at buying one myself, so that I can print my own models, don't have to spend so much money on buying them and then all the time to build them and then to clean them up, make them look tidy, fill up the panel lines and all the issues that go with it. There was some cleaning on this. It doesn't come out 100% clean. Little areas like this that you see over here, those are little support structures that are made when it's in the 3D printing on the SLA. So what happens, that is left behind and you can take them off easily, and then I scraped them with a knife and still I wasn't quite happy with the finish, and I sanded it down a little bit. This area particularly was probably the worst, but there's other little places down over here underneath the wheel arches, areas like that. Other than that, I'm looking forward to painting this. I don't have the exact colors from the SADF at the time. What I do have is I have some NATO brown, I've got some primers from Vallejo. I really love these primers. I'm going to use light brown for the camouflage, and I'm going to use Luftwaffe green because it's the closest green I have to the South African camo at the time. I might just dilute it a little bit with some white or some other color just to make it a little bit lighter. Anyway, looking forward to the build. Let's see how it goes. So as promised, here's the finished Rooikat. Sorry I didn't take video of the process, the painting step by step. I'm busy writing exams and I'm getting ready to move, so I didn't take much video in between. I did take some pictures of a few of the steps. I'll put them in the video. I have to say I really enjoyed building this. The only real frustration I had with the build, my primer didn't want to adhere properly and securely onto this. It was very easy to wear off. There were a couple of spaces where the primer just came off completely, you can see that, but what I ended up making them look like, they just look like chips, wear and tear on it. I think the reason for that is that my surface primer, my Vallejo surface primer I use, I really love this one, is not made for 3D printed resins like this. It's made for plastics. In future I will probably use a spray-on primer, a general purpose primer, something like that. Other than that, not much issue. It looks very nice, came out well. I mixed my light brown, I used Vallejo light brown for the base coat. I wanted to make a darker brown as a second color for the camo. Unfortunately, it didn't come out too dark. It looked fine in the beginning, but as soon as I put the green out, the green makes it look so dark you can't really see the darker brown. This corner here, for example, is supposed to be darker brown, but you can't really notice much of it. What I ended up doing is to give it a more even effect is use a burnt sienna oil wash, and I just wash it so it looks like I have dust buildup and everything on the side. Historically, these do kick up dust. South Africa is a dusty place, especially in the Kalahari and Luatla. So yeah, and then one other thing I added is some mud splashes on it. My brother assured me the top of the Rooikat never had much mud on there, but I decided to add some mud to give it a bit more character, and I added the blue sight glasses on the cupola, the gun sight and the driver's sights. I think it looks nice, doesn't look too bad. Thank you very much for watching, appreciate it.